In my last video, you got pre-approved. Now you and I are touring homes and we finally found the property that you are willing to call home. I go ahead as your realtor and submit the offer, and guess what? The offer gets accepted. Congratulations, we're under contract. These are the three out-of-pocket costs that follow immediately once we go under contract. All right, hello everybody. Again, my name is Omar and I am a licensed realtor and a mortgage broker here in the state of Florida. And I'm going to be talking about the three items that you have to pay almost immediately once you go under contract. And these items are listed in order on how they are paid and how they are scheduled. So these items are normally called POC, paid out of closing. That just simply means that you pay for these things before you get to the closing table. And the number one item that you pay immediately after you go under contract is the earnest money deposit, also known as the EMD. In this example, we're going to be using a purchase price of $300,000 to describe everything else. Okay, so the earnest money deposit is normally 1 to 3% of the purchase price. And it really just tells the seller that you are interested in the home and that you are serious about going under contract on this property. So the higher your earnest money deposit, the more competitive your offer becomes. In this example, we're going to be using only 1% because that's normally what we see when we're submitting an offer. So in this case, if we have a $300,000 purchase price times 1% of that purchase price is coming out to $3,000. Okay, so that's going to be our earnest money deposit here. Now, what happens with that earnest money deposit? That gets sent over then to the title company. It's the seller who selects the title company most of the time. So that title company holds those funds and they credit those funds to you towards your cash to close. Okay. Now, after you submit your earnest money deposit, the thing that we're going to do immediately is then schedule your home inspection. All right. Now, your home inspection is going to cover everything regarding the structure of the home, whether there are termites or not, a whole bunch of different things that basically just says, hey, this house is livable. Now, this earnest money deposit is actually contingent upon this home inspection report. Why? Because if this comes back and it's in a position that you just don't want to live there and you're within the timeline of your home inspection, then you can actually cancel your offer and get your earnest money deposit back. But again, you have to make sure that you are within the time frame that your contract states that you are requesting either a repair or a credit from the seller, depending on what that report comes back at. Now, this report has three different reports within itself, which is the home inspection, the 4-point, and the wind mitigation. Now, the 4-point and the wind mitigation are crucial to the premiums and discounts of your homeowner's insurance policy. So make sure that you have a real estate agent that's working with an insurance agent that's going to get you the best policy possible. Okay, so the price for this is normally ranging right now between $500 to $700. I always tell my buyers to make sure that you're saving for the higher amount, because the more you save, the better. We want to make sure that we're in a positive situation and not a lack of. Okay, so you always want to make sure that you're saving for more than that. So pay attention. And then after we get your home inspection back, we're assuming that everything came out well. We're going to then go ahead and order the property appraisal, which is also ranging within $500 to $700. Now, why are we ordering the property appraisal after the inspection? Well, if your home is not livable because of some conditions and you can't really come to an agreement with the seller, then you're losing out on the property appraisal and you paid that for nothing. So the property appraisal is almost always ordered after the home inspection because that says that things continue to go well. So now we can go ahead and make sure to see what the value of the home is. Okay. So that's, again, another $500 to $700. We want to make sure that we're saving for what? The higher amount. All right. So again, these are the three items that you're going to be paying almost immediately once you get under contract. So in this example, we have your earnest money deposit, which is 1% of the 300,000, right? So that's EMD, $3,000. Then we have your home inspection report, which is 700, and then we have your appraisal, okay, which is another 700. So on this scenario, on a purchase price of $300,000, we're almost immediately, once we're under contract, going to be paying up to $4,400 in these POCs, paid out of closing costs. Okay, so you got to make sure that you're ready for that, and you got to make sure that you're having these assets liquid. Now, the good thing with item number 2 and item number 3 is that you can actually pay those 2 items with a credit card. You don't have to use the assets that you have set aside for your cash to close. You can use a credit card to pay these 2. You just have to make sure that you're careful and that that's not putting you at another limit with your debt to income ratio. Okay. So then once you have that done, you are good to go, and you continue the process, wait for you to get clear to close, and then from there, you'll be able to see what your cash to close is, and you'll take it on from there. Again, guys, go ahead and like the page, follow, leave a comment, whatever you need to do, subscribe to make sure that everybody else is getting this information so they can become informative home buyers like yourself.